Hey everyone! In case we haven't met, I'm School Nurse Michelle. I usually make these videos to educate students and their families, but today I get the fantastic opportunity to share some knowledge with the amazing employees of the Tacoma Public School District. The purpose of this video is to help you understand what PPE that you will need to wear when you're face-to-face with students, as well as how to properly put it on and take it off. What is PPE? Well, PPE stands for Personal Protective Equipment. This is the stuff that we wear to keep ourselves safe or protect us from germs and bacteria. The PPE that we need to wear varies based on the amount of exposure we have to others, as well as the length of time of that exposure. The items of PPE we'll be discussing today are reusable cloth face masks, surgical face masks, face shields and goggles, gloves, gowns, and N95 masks. We also need to discuss the risk groups. There are low risk, medium risk, and high risk groups. There have been several different handouts that have been created surrounding this information. But today, I will review with you when to wear what and the equally important issue of the proper way to put the selected PPE on and to take it off. Well, let's start with some basic identification of the different PPE items. I think we're all familiar with the reusable cloth face mask. The things that are important to remember here are that when it's worn properly, it will cover the mouth and the nose. It's also important to remember to keep your hands off of the mask part of the face mask, as this is where lots of germs may be living. Surgical masks look very much the same as the cloth face mask. We're using the blue ones, so the first thing you have to determine is which side goes out and which side faces your skin. So with the blue face mask, the outside is blue, and the side that touches your face is white. Then you have to determine which is the top and bottom. So there's a small piece of metal in one end. That's the top. So now that you know the top and the outside, you simply put the elastic loops around your ears. Then you want to bend that little piece of metal around your nose and pull it down under your chin. You also want to make sure you don't touch the mask part of the mask. To remove it, you simply unhook the elastic bands from your ears and either throw it away if it's visibly soiled or moist or you've worn it for your whole shift, or you can place it on a hook somewhere out of the way to use again. Now let's look at gloves. Putting on gloves is pretty straightforward. You just slip your hand in, making sure that your fingers and your thumb are in the right place. And you need to make sure that your gloves are the right size. If your gloves are too tight, then they'll rip really easily, even if they come into contact with something that's just a little sharp, and they could hurt your hands if you have them on too long. If your gloves are too loose, then they could fall off, get in the way, or things could get inside. So it's really important that your gloves fit correctly. A little snug, but not too loose. They should fit like a glove. Well, the tricky part comes when it comes time to remove your gloves. The key idea is that you want to remove your gloves without contaminating yourself. So this is how I remove my gloves. Take one hand and sort of cup the palm, then you grab that extra material there and pull the glove off. Then you want to wad it up in your hand. Then you want to slip one or two fingers under the other glove and carefully pull that off. Then throw both gloves in the trash and wash your hands. You always want to wash your hands after you take your gloves off. All right, easy peasy. Now on to gowns. Right now you may see blue gowns in your buildings and soon you may see yellow gowns. Just use whatever gown you've got. So you're going to grab the gown, let it fall open, slip your arms in. Then you'll find ties up here at the top. And you're going to tie these ties behind your neck. And then you'll take these down here at your waist. Try to overlap your gown in back. And then tie this one. Now sometimes when you're wearing gown, you're going to want to wear gloves too. So you're going to want to try and pull your gloves down over the cuff a little bit. So once your gown's on and tied, go ahead and put your gloves on. Pull them down a little bit. And pull that down over the cuff. And you're all set. Now we got to take everything off. So remember how we took the gloves off. You're going to pull that material from the middle, wad it up in your hand, slide your fingers under there, pull it off. Those go in the trash. Then you're going to reach down and untie the tie there. Reach back and untie the top tie. Now you want to take 2 fingers and just slide your hand just inside that sleeve. Then you can use that sleeve to pinch and pull your hand just inside the other one. Now you're going to reach up here, pinch, pinch, pull the gown off, take your hands out, roll it up. About 6 to 9 inches from the bottom, then that goes in the trash, and wash your hands. If you're in a medium risk interaction, you may need to wear a face shield or goggles. With both of these items, you want to make sure that you don't touch the outside surfaces. You should put your mask on first, and then put your goggles on after, or your face shield. So here's your goggles. And you take them off just like that, or your face shield. You're all protected. Again, just take it off just like that. The last item is the N95 mask. Remember, you've got to have a mask fit test before you can wear an N95 mask. If you think you'll need one, you'll need to contact your COVID supervisor to set up your mask fit test if you haven't already done so. So this will be a refresher on the standard way to put your N95 mask on, but you may have been given other instructions personally to make sure your mask fits properly. Before you put your mask on, inspect the outside for integrity. Then you're going to want to put the straps around the front and slide your hand in there with the straps on the back of your hand. Then you put the mask against your face, covering your mouth and your nose. Take the top strap over your head to around the crown of your head, and then take that bottom strap down to your neck. Bend that metal piece, and you're all set. To take it off, simply take the bottom strap off, and then the top strap. And again, you can use these until they're visibly soiled or moist, or you've used them for your whole shift. Now let's talk about when to wear what. As I mentioned, there are 3 main groups: low, medium, and high risk. When your interaction is considered low risk, you'll wear a cloth face mask or a surgical mask. For medium risk interaction, you'll wear a cloth face mask or a surgical mask, as well as a face shield or goggles. If you're in close contact with a student who is unable to wear their mask, a gown should be considered. If you will come into contact with the student's eyes, nose, or mouth, you'll need to wear gloves as well. For high-risk interactions, you'll need to wear your N95 mask and the face shield or goggles. Gowns and gloves should be considered if you'll come into contact with the student's eyes, nose, and mouth. Please know that there may be other options of what PPE to wear depending on your situation. If you have any questions, please reach out to your COVID supervisor or your school nurse. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope this video has helped you to understand how to keep yourself safe during these unprecedented times. Remember, wash your hands and mask up.